Please be seated. And I'd like to acknowledge the Zen Trio for providing the music this morning. Good morning. My name is Chris Ireland. I have the very distinct pleasure of being the Dean of the College of Pharmacy. It's quite an honor and certainly something that I have enjoyed in my professional career, having this role over the last 5 years. We're here today to celebrate the graduation or the commencement ceremonies for the class of 2014. Commencement is really an important rite of passage in our college. For the graduates of 2014, it represents the culmination of many years of commitment and dedication to their education, and also many years of sacrifice, both financially and for their families. Our hope, though, is that over the years, our graduates today will come to recognize that those sacrifices that they and their families have made will be for the betterment of your families. For us that are on stage, for us older folks, if you will, commencement is the opportunity for us to don our regalia, something that we did many years ago when we graduated. And it's commencement each year, we get to enjoy that again, and it's our opportunity really to celebrate our own heritage. I'm quite proud of my regalia. This is an outfit that my grandchildren refer to as Grandpa's bumblebee suit. But in fact, my regalia is important to me because it tells the history of my education. It tells what I studied and where I studied. And if you look around you at our graduates, at our faculty, in the faculty center section, and all the people in regalia on the stage, the same is true. That if you had a decoder ring, you'd be able to tell where everyone came from and what their education is. So for example, the number of chevrons that we have on our shoulders tells you the highest degree that we have earned. The colors of our chevrons and the colors of our regalia tell us the disciplines that we studied and also the university that we went to. And so again, if you had the academic decoder ring, you'd know that I have a doctoral degree, that I went to Scripps Institution of Oceanography, and my degree, my PhD degree, is in oceanography. And if you look around you, you see that there are many colors on the stage and in the audience. And they reflect the fact that we come from many different schools. We come from many different disciplines. But the one thing that we're united in here is that we are educators. And we are here today really to enjoy the fruits of our labor and to look into the eyes of today's graduates and see the future of our profession. And what's very rewarding for all of us here is to look out into those eyes and recognize that our future is in good hands. And so please join me in recognizing the class of 2014. Before we get into the program, I want to recognize that we have a number of special guests today, and I just will ask them to stand and be recognized. They include Phil Klinger, who is our representative from the University of Utah Board of Trustees. I'm also delighted to have one of the former deans of the college, Hal Wolf. Let's see, in the front row, I have to find him, is Richard Cox. Where's Richard? There's Richard. Richard is the president of our Alumni Association, and I encourage all of you to get to know the Alumni Association and get to know Dr. Cox. I appreciate that you're all anxious to kind of get away from us right now, and I get that. But I hope you will appreciate that we are ultimately your home, and that you will always be Utes, and that you will always stay connected to us. So please engage in getting to know the Alumni Association and be proud of the fact that you are a Ute. At the, we had a senior banquet on Tuesday, and at that banquet, the students got to meet Mike Chamberlain, and you'll all remember Mike. Mike is a graduate of the college in 1996. He was giving out awards for the alumni, or for the UPAJ, which is the Utah Pharmacists Association. And Mike was very generous with my money because he gave one of the students $1 million. So I know you will remember him. Today we have the pleasure of having Dr. Greg Myers with us. And Greg, would you please stand up? So Mike is the incoming president of UPA. Greg is the standing president of UPHA. And although Greg is a Gator, and we all know the Florida Gators very well, we're still a little upset about that Urban Meyer thing. But we welcome Mike to the state, and we're really pleased. Sorry, Greg. We welcome Greg to the state, and we're really pleased that he's seen the light and come west where the activity is. I also want to recognize people in the college who have made this this ceremony today possible. And everyone in the college works very hard to make this a success. But I want to call out a couple of people in particular, and I'll ask them to stand and be recognized for their work in putting together this ceremony. They are Heidi Bates. Heidi, where are you? Heidi's in the back. Danielle Keddington, Shauna Dudley, Katie Washington, and Laura Hamilton. For the students in particular, I also want to recognize that we have a very special person here who many classes from this college have gotten to know as their mom. And that's Marion Lemberg. And Marion, please come forward. Marion's now going to be our emeritus mom. And again, I think when you talk to your colleagues and ask about who really knows the College of Pharmacy and who's really in control, they will tell you it is Marion Lemberg. All right, I have one final request. I want all the graduates to stand. You in the audience, I want you to turn around. It's kind of like what happened at graduation last night. Please turn around. Face the other way. We have one group of very special guests today, and that's your families. And I want you to thank the most important guests we have here today, your families. So before we hand out diplomas, there are a few things, little housekeeping issues we need to go through. I'll hand out some bling and some cash a little bit later. But first, I want to tell everyone in the audience a little bit about the college. The college that has been the home for your loved ones for the past 4 years. One of the things that distinguishes us as a college is that we are one of the top colleges of pharmacy in the United States. We have always been recognized for our research excellence, and we're ranked number 4 in the nation for NIH funding for our research. And our PharmD program is also highly acclaimed. It is ranked number 10 by the U.S. News and World Report. This is really a reflection of the quality not only of our faculty, but also of the quality and the dedication of the students. So this is something that we all celebrate, the accomplishments of the college, as well as the accomplishments of the individuals. I think this is something that all students should go forward with and recognize the education that they have received here and the opportunities and the doors that will open for them in the future. I also want to say a little bit about the composition of this class. We live in a global society, and of course that means that this class is also global. Represented within this class are 27 states, 9 countries. We are giving out a multitude of degrees. We're giving out 1 master's degree, 13 Doctor of Philosophy degrees, and 56 Doctor of Pharmacy degrees. And there's an insert in your program that lists the theses, titles of the PhD degrees that are being offered today. And I think it's well worth looking at that list and recognizing the breadth of the science and the education that goes on in this college. And that's what makes us so unique. That's what makes us one of the world leaders. It's also what makes us, in fact, the highest ranked college on the entire University of Utah campus in the U.S. News and World Reports. So again, that's something we all celebrate. It's something that we all contributed to. And I think everyone that's associated with the college, the faculty, the staff, and all the students deserve the credit for that, because it's been their work that has led to the acknowledgement that we receive. So again, join me in thanking this class and this college. Interestingly, since we have a wide spectrum of graduates, we will see those graduates carry on in a wide range of professions. We will see graduates from this school that are involved in pharmaceutical research. We will see graduates of this school that are involved in community pharmacy, in primary and tertiary care, in clinical pharmacy. We will also see students from this school that are engaged in public health and health policy at the national level. My hope is that some of the graduates will decide to emulate their mentors and join the academic ranks, because the future of our profession depends upon the great minds that are coming forward in your class and the classes before you and the classes after you to carry on as the educators of the future and the leaders of the future who will shape the way pharmacy is not only taught, but pharmacy is practiced. So again, I want you to be thoughtful about what your career opportunities are and think very carefully about all the opportunities that will come your way. Well, what is very interesting to me, and something that I learned from my father, and something in a way we heard from Alex Smith yesterday, is you need to learn to deal with diversity, or to deal with failure, and recognize that failure is an opportunity. And failure is an opportunity to look at other options. And so the message last night was, don't be afraid to fail. It will happen. As Alex Smith said, you will end up on the bench, even if you're an NFL quarterback. But it's how you deal with those situations, how you deal with those times when you're questioned, that will define who you are. All right, now starts the bling part of our program. As I indicated, we had a senior banquet on Tuesday, and during that banquet we handed out a number of awards, and they're listed in your program on the front page here. But I wanted to call out a few people in particular who have received distinction. So one of the things that I find quite rewarding is that 18 of our graduates belong to National Honor Societies. And so I'm going to ask those 18 students as a whole to all stand up and be recognized. Come on. I know there's 18 of you out there. Let's go. Thank you. We learned at graduation last night that the Lowell Benyon Center, which is the service education center on campus, designated 23 scholars from the class of 2014. And they designated them as community engaged scholars. So that's 23 out of a class of just over 8,000. We have a class of about 70, and we have 3 of those 23 community engaged scholars. And so I'm going to ask each of them to stand up and be recognized as I call their names. They are Emmeline Tran, Kyle Turner, and Lacey Newland. To be designated as a community engaged scholar is quite an accomplishment, and involves hundreds and hundreds of hours of commitment to community service and the development of a specific project that is vetted by the Lowell Benyon Center. So again, to see as many students as we see in our class shows you just how engaged and how committed our students are to service-based learning. Each of the classes designates a Teacher of the Year, and we have 4 professional pharmacy classes. And then from those 4 is picked the Teacher of the Year. And again, this is all done by student vote. And so I'm going to ask the 4 Teachers of the Year to stand as their names are called. The P1 class picked Professor David Young. Is David here? Oh, David couldn't join us. The P2 class picked Professor Jim Rubel. The P3 class picked Laura Shane McWhorter. And the P4 class, your class, picked Jim Rubel. This is an amazing situation. This is the first time in my tour of duty as the dean that we've had a clean sweep. All 4 of the Teachers of the Year come from a single department, the Department of Pharmacotherapy. And this is also the first time that 2 classes have picked the same individual, which is quite an accomplishment, says a lot about a gentleman who is the self-proclaimed new sheriff in town. And so I'm going to ask Jim Rubel to join me on the stage because Jim was also named the College Teacher of the Year. So a few years ago, the university or the Health Science Center established what we now call the Academy of Health Sciences Educators. We're one of a small number of health science centers across the country that have academies of health science educators. And these are people that are faculty that are dedicated not only to being good teachers, but also to be innovators in the way that we think about education. And so each year, the Academy names new fellows from each of the health sciences colleges. And there are 5 colleges now in the health sciences. There's dentistry, nursing, health, pharmacy, and medicine. This year, the College of Pharmacy was very honored to have 5 of our faculty inducted as fellows of the Academy of Health Science Educators. And I'm going to ask each of them to stand as I call out their names. Professor Karen Gunning. Professor Kristen Keefe. Professor Mark Munger. Professor Laura Shane McWhorter. And Professor Linda Tyler. Great accomplishment by these faculty members, and again, a great indication of the quality of the faculty and the reputation and the commitment of this faculty to education. One of the great honors that we give in the College of Pharmacy is called the Wolf Prize. This is an award that was created in the year 2000 by Dean Hal Wolf and his wife, Dr. Joan Wolf. And it was created in honor of Dean Wolf's parents, who were immigrants to this country. And even though they were of small means, believed that education was the future for their family. And so they committed quite strongly to making sure that their children were educated and had the opportunity to pursue careers that required additional education beyond primary education. So this is a prize that is given out to a graduating PhD student who has shown dedication to education and a commitment to pursuing an academic career in higher education. This year's award winner is Emily Tyson from the Department of Pharmaceutics and Pharmaceutical Chemistry. And I'll ask Dr. Tyson and Dean Wolf to please come forward for that award. Before we give out the award, I want to point out that this award carries with it a plaque and also a check for $5,000. We'll hear from Emily again in a few minutes. For the next award, I'm going to actually ask Dr. Richard Cox to come to the stage. So as I told you a few minutes ago, Dr. Cox is the president of our Alumni Association. And each year, the Alumni Association gives out an alumni award, and that award is given to an outstanding alumnus or alumna, and that award is actually given at the white coat ceremony. Now, on occasion, the Alumni Association recognizes an individual who is not a graduate of the college as an honorary alumnus or alumna, and is recognizing them for their contributions to the college over a lifetime. And so, before I tell you this year's winner, I want to tell you a little bit about this individual. She was an employee of the college for many years, worked in a medicinal chemistry lab. In fact, worked in the lab next to mine as I was an assistant professor, so I got to know this individual extremely well. Both her and her deceased husband, Fred, were great benefactors to the college with tremendous commitment to supporting scholarships, and also they named 3 of the faculty offices in medicinal chemistry in our new Skaggs Pharmacy Institute. It is a great personal pleasure for me to recognize Evelyn Bruinger. Evelyn, please come forward. Supposed to be. For our final award, in addition to college awards, the university gives out annually distinguished scholar and research awards, recognizing the distinguished work of our faculty. And they give out each year about 10 of these awards in a variety of areas. And this year we have one faculty member who is receiving that distinction, and that is receiving the Distinguished Innovation and Impact Award from the University of Utah. And I'd like to ask Presidential Professor Glenn Prestwich to please come forward to receive this award.
There was one other honor bestowed yesterday at commencement that Dean Ireland would be much too modest to mention. So it becomes my obligation to do that on his behalf. I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for my friendship, long-term friendship with Chris, and his recruiting me here in 1996 to be chair. And it's with great honor that I report to you now that the honor bestowed on Dean Ireland last night, or should we say, Distinguished Professor Christopher Ireland.
It's quite a humbling experience to receive an award like this that recognizes one's career. And I'm quite humbled to have been designated as a distinguished professor. Now we get to some fun stuff. Because each year, the graduating classes designate a speaker. And this is a tradition we started a number of years ago. And we found that the speakers for the classes were very honest. The individuals who were chosen for this award were Renee Petty to represent the PharmD students, and Emily Tyson, the Wolf Prize winner, to represent the PhD and the MS students. And I will tell you, each of them have been given no instructions other than they have 5 minutes. They have not been censored in any way. And so I think what you'll hear from them is a true reflection of what they believe about their time here at the University of Utah. So we'll begin by asking Renee Petty to please come and address the audience and the graduates.
Good morning. When I was sent an email a few weeks ago that I would be the designated speaker for our class, I emailed Heidi right away and I said, what should I wear? Who should I thank? How long should I speak? And I had a whole bunch of other questions. And I was very surprised when she emailed me right back, and the only sentence was, I believe you can only use the F word once. So I ask you, when have any of you ever heard me use the F word? I'm a mom, I'm allowed to cry. I am looking at my tribe, my people, amazing people who have spent 4 long years struggling uphill both ways in the snow together. We came in bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. We were thrilled to be admitted to the college. We were very confident in our abilities. We were excited for new challenges. Even the rain on picture day didn't dampen our glow. If you look at that first picture, we look like drowned rats. But we're grinning. Let's look at ourselves 4 years ago. We were used to being the smart kids in class. It's okay to nod. I've had this discussion with many of you. We were used to being leaders and doers and straight-A students. When school began in August of 2010, we grinned at each other, but we secretly knew that we were smarter than that guy on the left and that funny girl on the right. And truth be told, we were pretty much smarter than anybody else in class. As those first several exams began to trickle in, there was a little bit of disbelief, a little discomfort. All those exams were not A's. How could this be? We were A students. We were smart. Clearly, our instructors did not realize who we were. Disgruntled rumblings were heard in the halls, and frustration made us doubt our inabilities. Frustration made us send ornery emails to our professors. It very quickly became apparent that relying on our own skills, on our own strengths, was a disadvantage. This was a whole new ballgame. In self-defense, we began to form study groups and pick each other's brains. We learned that Mike Smith was a go-to for statistics, that Tufon could be called upon for a mnemonic at the drop of a hat. It may not be clean, but you wouldn't forget it. In these groups, we gained a new appreciation for the skills others could bring to the table. We began to rely on one another, to know who is good at what, and to value the contributions of others. Another important realization was taking place at this same time. Individually, we cannot possibly know it all. Take a moment to look at your classmates, sitting beside you, in front of you, and behind you. You are surrounded by people who have substantially contributed to your knowledge base in pharmacy, but also in the larger meaning of life. These people know you, and more importantly, because they know you, they have your back. We celebrate each other's strengths, and we understand each other's weaknesses. When you are in need of a hand, these are the hands that you will see. From the wisdom of Solomon, with all thy getting, get understanding. We have learned a lot about pharmacy in 4 years, but we have learned so much more about life, so much more about ourselves and about each other. We have experienced marriages and births. We have experienced serious illnesses, divorce, and even death. Look to the people who have supported your journey through these past 4 years and the years in preparation for this. These are your parents and your children, your spouses, your friends, and your neighbors. These wonderful people are the reason you were in pharmacy school in the first place. So in honor of Heidi's speech parameters, let me be the first to say the F word. Fabulous. You are the most extraordinary, inspiring, fabulous group of people I have ever met. Yes, you will be incredible pharmacists. But more important to me, and I hope to you, is that you already are amazing people. Thank you for the best 4 years of my life.
And now we'll hear from Dr. Emily Tyson.
Good morning. So time is short and the order tall, so I'm going to get the roll going on this imaginary ball. A lot of you don't know me because we all got here our own way, but all 70 paths converge in this room today. And whether doctor or master, we'll leave with a degree from the University of Utah College of Pharmacy, and that is cause to pause for a moment of reflection and introspection, for connection and projection. See, when I reflect on my path to now, I've been lucky enough to live my dreams. When I was 17, left home to sail around the world, and I have helmed a ship around the Cape of Good Hope, sails unfurled, and see the North Star and the Southern Cross hang together in the sky. And in college, I turned down an offer to do it again, forever, as a career, and I asked myself, why? Because deep down, I knew that leaving wasn't perfection, and I understood after much introspection that it was my obligation to finish my education, because you all remember Captain Jack Sparrow's wisdom that a ship is not just a keel and a hull and sails. No, that is what a ship entails, but what a ship really is freedom. And I realized you could say the same for education, because it's the freedom that you need to captain your soul. And this freedom is a paradox, so that's not all. Because now we are standing on the shoulders of the giants that came before, and we have a duty to hold up that platform. We have been gifted the agency to transform the darkness in the world to light. We have the means to fight the good fight. See, our education calls us to connect with our human community, because we all live on a street, in a town, in a state, in a country, on a continent, spinning around on a blue planet full of other people. And sadly, bad things happen to them every day. And those affected aren't always far away. Sometimes they're your neighbor. And if you can make improving just one life part of your labor, then you have found success. And so another paradox, the best thing that you can do for yourself is find selflessness, and then take it and refract it through your spirit and treasure what comes out. because I hope that you find, without a doubt, that life summons that piece of you to serve, and you know yourselves well enough not to swerve around it, and you rise to the occasion and see it through. Easier said than done. I bet a lot of us look at our future projections and see a confused mess, but the truth hidden in plain sight is that the root word of profession is to profess, and most of us won't know who we are until our story is well underway. So if you can find the time to reflect on your journey to today and learn to listen to what your heart truly has to say, then when it's unexpected, life might put that opportunity right in your way. You can't force things. And so today, 70 graduates will walk across this stage, and on the other side, we leave our training to engage a world whose pace of change ever quickens. And for us, from here on out, the plot only thickens. Whether we are discovering, developing, investigating, or providing medicines, we all chose careers with opportunities to serve and to care, and the system is chock full of problems for those who would dare to take them on. And so this is one of our final moments together with the friends that you've made in the past half decade. And before we scatter, consider this. One last course, and here's the syllabus. Title, Life. Semester, from here until forever. Course description, try. Give it a go. The world's a stage, and I'm thinking that this could be a pretty good show. I learned in school that eventually, no matter what, things will get done. So be patient, work hard, and try to have a little fun. Love always, and always learn. And remember the people around you with a kind word, which reminds me, to my family and friends, I love you. So life's messy. There's no textbook, no right answer. Wherever you fall, between a retail pharmacy and curing cancer, whatever you do, find your summons, answer that calling, and make it you. Thank you, and congratulations.
Okay, now we arrive at the moment that all the people in funny red suits have been waiting for. We will now proceed with the giving of degrees and everything that that entails in the way of opportunity and responsibility. And as Emily said, it should be a great book. It should be a great play. And I look forward to seeing the pictures and reading the book. So I will ask Professor Brandon Jennings to come forward, who will read the names of the students. Students will be hooded by Professor Jim Herron, and he will be helped by the Teacher of the Year, Professor Rubel. I will ask Trustee Klinger to help us congratulate the students as they cross the stage. And I will remind you that at the other end of the stage, as you become alumni, that Richard Cox will be there to congratulate you and welcome you to the Alumni Association with a very small gift. We've set aside a small area for picture taking, if you wish, as your graduate crosses the stage. And with that, we'll begin.
All right, we'll begin with our Doctor of Pharmacy graduates. So if our first row could stand up and join us on the right of the stage. Margaret M. Ahern. Paul Edward Allen.
Face the audience.
This is harder than it looks.
How many doctors does it take to put on a hood?
Yes. Jebediah Cody Blackham.
The last one here.
Lila Jennifer Brewster. Emily April Buxton. Christopher Michael Cardoza. Christopher Kenneth Carlson. Manuel Fernando Cordova.
Face forward if you want. Okay, colors are shown. You can move your
Tyler Jess Cowart.
Tyler. Move your tassel to the left here.
Kate Doan.
Probably want to adjust your hair after you get your colors turned off. So you can move your tassel to the side and congratulations.
Dave R. Dobis.
You're back in town coming out of state clerkships, wherever you were. Did the podcast get to you with it? Here, wait a second. I just want to get the colors shown, okay?
Adrian Williams Duarte.
You literally did so with the colors shown. Congratulations.
Erin Michelle Gellis.
Okay, it's this piece down here. Want to face forward. I want to get your colors trimmed out to the back, so I don't know that you're...
Shaylee K. Godfrey.
This piece down here. So Shayla, it's been fun working with you. Changed your name on me, but oh well. Congratulations.
Angela Ann Green.
Well, you've got your green to want to match your name, don't you? I want to get your colors showing up. Okay.
Joel William Grusendorf. Hooding is Dr. Steve White. Tracy John Gigi. Richard Joseph Halfman.
It's been great having you in class and working with you on some of these things. Best wishes to you. Congratulations.
Angela Joanne Hardcastle.
I've got your colors showing you may want to point it.
Eric Briggs Harrington.
Turn your colors out on that.
Robert Casey Halinga.
Colors showing.
Paul Mark Hinckley.
Okay, Paul, it's been great working with you, giving you awards at various venues. And
Gary Hack Quinn.
hi, Gary. Sorry to come to this day because I've enjoyed working with you all these past 2 years with the seminar and everything else, and I finally learned how to say your last name too, which is a good thing. Congratulations.
Zachary Scott Judkins.
Message back. You want to face forward so we can get the right way. I'll try to adjust the thing so the colors are showing. Okay.
Stephanie Kong.
Don't forget the degree. Congratulations.
here. Now look at the face forward. I'll adjust this so the colors are showing. But you may want to pull your hair out afterwards.
Joshua Armstrong Kuntz.
Hey Josh, it's been fun working with you. Looks nice for you. Best wishes for that.
Alexis Catherine Kuhn.
Okay, your colors are all showing on the back.
John Russell Kunzler.
Page one. If you'll face forward.
Not too tough this one.
Both RuPaul and I are tall, so. Congratulations.
Robert Franklin Lane.
Let me get the colors showing back.
Brooke Ashley Leemaster.
Okay, Brooke, move this a little bit back. There. Turn your colors over to the back. Okay, so.
Kelsey Ann Heslington Maxim.
When did you come back to town? I see you've you've been in Las Vegas or Reno or somewhere. I'm glad you did. Okay, your colors are showing.
Terrell Damian Melville. Don't forget the degree. Janice Marie Mealy.
Say Mula or Mula or Muli.
Tufan Nasir. Braden Albert Nettlebeek. Jonathan Sterling Newbold. Lacey Danielle Newland. Hallie Dawn O'Malley. Cody Joseph Olson. Brittany Jean Peterson.
Brittany, I really love the red shoes. It's been fun working with you because of all the work you did on the efficiency. I think you're a good class.
Renee Christine Petty.
You do the green first.
Now you can come to the pudding assembly line here.
You guys all had it figured out, I think.
Well, we didn't at first. Wait a second. I need to make sure that your red and white are showing there.
Kelsey Richards.
Kelsey. Ready, Jim? Come on. Oops.
Sierra Nicole Schwanevelt. Eleni Elizabeth Shank.
Well, Lenny, it's been fun. So what's next for you? Where are you? Yes, congratulations.
Floyd Adam Smart.
Hey, Adam. I'll turn it.
Michael David Smith.
All right, Michael, it's been a real pleasure all of these years. And I think we'll stay in touch, too. Yeah. Especially with the investigation of price and stuff you're doing. I've got your policies.
Brian Allen Spence. Emmeline Missy Tran.
Well, Emmeline, you've done marvelous things while you were here. It's a pleasure to meet you. I wish you best in everything you do. Hope you come down and see us now.
Joanne Tran. Kyle Mason Turner.
Okay, Kyle, I'm going to miss you. You've been a great student. Enjoyed working with you. And, so so please keep in touch. I've got your colors. So.
Scott Canland Turpin.
Big sketch. Well, you still have to bring me some more stuff Monday. Congratulations.
Nicholas Vamianakis.
No, it's okay. We're tall enough too. We take on this assignment. Okay.
Eve Rochelle Van Wagner.
Okay, it's been a real pleasure working with you. And keep in touch.
Bradley Dean Winter.
Hey, Brad, you've been a great ambassador for the college and our class, and I appreciate what you did last August at your student orientation. And congratulations on the award you won for me.
Angela Wolsey.
You're the second one with a flying cap here. You're in good company. All my lost yours too, so. Okay. Congratulations.
Raymond Clay Wong.
Hey, Raymond. Congratulations.
We'll now move to the Doctor of Philosophy graduates. Thomas Kakule.
Indicate who will vote against.
Hooding is Dr. Eric Schmidt. Megan Thorson. Hooding is Dr. Amy Barrios. Maria Diare Tianero. Hooding is Dr. Eric Schmidt. Icha Chin. Hooding is Dr. David Granger. Stelios Florinas. Hooding is Dr. David Granger. Priyanka Garg. Hooding is Dr. David Granger. Abood Okel. Pudding is Dr. Carol Lim. Meghna Pandit. Chang Hong Pong. Pudding is Dr. Henry Kopacek. Emily Rose Tyson. Pudding is Dr. David Granger. Yen Cho. Pudding is Dr. Henry Kopacek. Sun Chung Kwan. Quan Ling Kuo. Pudding is Dr. Gary Oderda, Dr. Diana Brixner.
Okay, please give one more hand for the graduating class of 2014. Now, Professor Diana Brixner, the Chair of Pharmacotherapy, to come and administer the oath of a pharmacist.
Good morning, everyone. I always get the best part of this program. Everybody's graduated, they're happy, and they're smiling, and then I get to come up and deliver the oath of a pharmacist. As you've heard this morning, our college has an excellent group of faculty. So as the chair of the Department of Pharmacotherapy, I am incredibly proud of my department faculty for taking the sweep on Teacher of the Year this year. I'm also particularly proud of Jim Brubel, and to have him be triple recognized for his excellence and dedication in teaching. Now on to the students. This year is unique to me for two reasons. First of all, although we now have a PhD program in pharmacotherapy outcomes research and health policy that's 8 PhD students strong, today we graduated our first PhD candidate, Dr. Caitlin Coe. So I'm very proud of her and the recognition of that degree. As for the PharmD students, you're also a unique class. As I was on sabbatical in the fall of 2011, I was unable to have the privilege of teaching you all pharmacy management. It's nice to see you made it anyway. But with that, I am particularly proud now, though, to be able to administer the oath of a pharmacist to all of you. So I know I will have an imprint on your careers going forward. So to that end, I would like to ask all the PharmD graduates to please stand. You are now going to promise to devote yourselves to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. We're going to go through 7 statements, and after each one, I'll ask you all to say, "I will." Statement number 1, I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concern. Very good. Next, I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for my patients. I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me as a pharmacist. I will accept the lifelong obligation to improve my professional knowledge and competence. Excellent. I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate changes that will improve patient care. And lastly, I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. So with this, you all take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility that you are now entrusted in by the public. Thank you all, and congratulations.
Okay, we're almost done. I just want to leave you with a few final thoughts. I believe, and I think all of our faculty believe, that we have trained you well for your profession. But we also recognize that there's no way that we can prepare you for what you will see in the practice of pharmacy and in pharmaceutical sciences 20 years from now. So hopefully what we have done, if we are good teachers, is that we have provided you the skills that will allow you to recognize what the big challenges will be a decade or 2 decades from now. That you will embrace that change, that you will be part of that change, that you will lead that change. And so hopefully we have given you the problem-solving skills and the ability to recognize what are the big opportunities coming and be prepared to be the leaders of your profession in 20 years. Finally, it's my great honor and privilege to welcome you to our professional fraternity. We are now peers, and hopefully we are also friends. And as I told you at the banquet, I expect now for you to call me Dr. Ireland when we meet in professional settings, and I will call you by that title as well, because you have earned it. But I hope that you will get to know me as a colleague and a peer over the years. So I just want to make one final check so that when the time comes, you know how to address me. So let me ask you, what is my first name? Chris. Okay, great. So I want to make sure, because last year they said Dean. And I was a little taken back. All right, with that, again, I congratulate the class of 2014. You have a great future ahead of you. You will see ups and you will see downs. And it is important that you tackle those, that you aggressively look at the opportunities. because every door that shuts, a new door will open. So with that, I'll conclude these ceremonies. We will have a procession of the stage and then also the students, and I will ask the audience to please remain while we process out. Thank you.